Sekarang saya dan Alicia, kami mau naik train ini. Kami mau naik train ini untuk perjalanan dengan Santa. Ini tiketnya. Vintage train. Ikut dengan kami lah ya, oke? Oke? Hai, dengan saya Carol. Apa kabar? Sekarang kita dalam perjalanan untuk naik ke kereta, tapi teman-teman bisa lihat nih jalannya pelan-pelan, bukan karena antri. Sebenarnya tidak antri banyak, tapi tidak antri, cuma semua pada mau foto di samping atau di depan kereta ini, vintage train ya. Saya juga salah satunya. Dan ya inilah kegiatan dalam menyambut Natal lah ya. Jadi setiap tahun ada perjalanan dengan kereta Polar Express ini. Untuk kegiatannya di dalam, untuk kegiatan ini ya teman-teman ikutilah video saya ini, vlog saya ini sampai akhir biar bisa tahu lah ya. Oke? Oh, so nice. That is tiket in Alicia.
How we doing, guys? Let me have a look at your ticket numbers. Let me help you here. We got 24, 23, and 24. Perfect. So, we have got 24, 24, and 23. Hi, ma'am. There you go, sweetheart. Keep hold of these, okay? Otherwise, you might get kicked off the train, and we don't want that to be doing. That's just switch up so Mom can get on. There we go.
Stewards, secure all the doors for departure.
Sit down. It's dangerous to stand up. Secure the doors. Bisa, secure the doors. Secure the doors. Sliding door.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Polar Express. Since we have a schedule to keep, the train will be traveling at breathtaking speeds. To avoid injury and bumps, we ask that you remain seated. Do not block the aisles, and do not put your head out of the window, as it might well get bumped by passing trees. Please also make sure you don't stand in the passages between the carriages, as we have busy chefs and train staff moving from carriage to carriage. You don't want to miss any of the fun. So, stay in your seats, unless you need the facilities, that is. I have never been late before. I don't intend being late tonight. Here we go. Your attention, please. It's time to hear the story of the Polar Express. Sit back and follow the story with us.
On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me I'd never hear. The ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Late that night, I did hear sounds, though not of ringing bells. From outside came the sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe. I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. "All aboard!" the conductor cried out. I ran up to him. "Well," he said, "are you coming?" "Where?" I asked. "Why, to the North Pole, of course," was his answer. "This is the Polar Express." I took his outstretched hand, and he pulled me aboard. The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat centers as white as snow. We drank hot cocoa as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. Soon, there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests where lean wolves roamed, and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. We climbed mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon. But the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. "There," said the conductor, "is the North Pole." The North Pole. It was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. "They are gathering at the center of the city," the conductor told us. "That is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas." "Who receives the first gift?" we all asked. The conductor answered, "He will choose one of you." "Look!" shouted one of the children, "the elves!" Outside, we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl. So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no farther, we stopped, and the conductor led us outside. We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound, like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart, and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and, pointing to me, said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee, and he asked, "Now, what would you like for Christmas?"
I like that better.
I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine. But the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled. Then he gave me a hug and told an elf to cut a bell from a reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood, holding the bell high above him, and called out, "The first gift of Christmas!" A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled once above us, then disappeared into the cold, dark polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. "Let's hurry outside and look for it," one of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and started moving. We were on our way home. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. "What?" I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. "Merry Christmas!" he shouted. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle and sped away. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree. It had my name on it. Inside was the silver bell. There was a note. "Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket. Signed, Mr. C."
Oh, that's so happy.
I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father, "it's broken." When I'd shaken the bell, my parents had not heard a sound. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe.
Oh, thank you very much, everybody, for listening to our story. It's my favorite.
Passengers on the Polar Express who are wanting some refreshment? I'm sorry, there appears to be a
Anybody want a hot chocolate?
Does anybody want any refreshment? Please make sure you're seated, though, because here comes... Because I have been told that we are running slightly late, and I have never been late before, and I do not intend to start tonight. May I remind you of some of the safety information, ladies and gentlemen? Please do not block the aisles at any time. Do not look out of the window, because there's a very real danger you will get your head bumped by a passing tree. And I do not want any of those trees damaged. Carry on, Chef.
It's emotional, that story, I know. I like your makeup, though. It's a unicorn's my favourite animal. Your favourite too? Nah. You know, I saw one once. When we were racing through the North Pole, there's a nice enchanted forest just there, and I swear I saw a unicorn. You know, right? In an enchanted forest. there's just the one, right by the North Pole, just under the lights. You know the colourful lights? The northern lights, that's what they're called. There's all the colours in the sky. During that, unicorns come out.
There?
Where? The unicorns come out to play during the northern lights. I swear I saw one, I really did. Responsible adults, please lid your cups, because moving train and all that. And I don't want that camera being flooded with hot chocolate. No, lid on that and not on your camera, sir. It's not the lens cap. Okay, we have terrible news. What are you doing in there? Terrible. What are you doing?
Trying to get away from them. So we need y'all. I like that hat.
We're gonna get away from that on the line.
Smoke it.
Terrible news.
Smoke it.
Yeah, I remember. It's a serious conversation.
Outstanding. I want to see. No. You can't be eating biscuits and do this game. You got to try and do this with some conviction. All right, let's do this.
Oh, hi there.
Christmas tree crowd. All right. That is not a caribou. That is a
Bambi.
All right, let's try.
All right, Steve.
Hello, we got elves on the train. Well, now I'm sure they can make noises like caribou.
Let's try it.
All right, 2, 3. I think we're gonna be here all week, folks. Like what's going on here too. Now, let's try again. 3, 2, 1.
I like it.
I don't remember asking us to do chimpanzee impersonation. But we are mighty proud. Well done. Sound round applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can tell you that I am standing at the back of the train and I can see Santa's sleigh. A jet plane. It's coming into land on the roof of the Polar Express. Here he comes. Everybody hold on to something to brace yourself. Jets, please prepare the passengers for emergency sleigh landing. 3, 2, 1. I can confirm the big man is on board the Polar Express, and he wants to meet each and every one of you.
He's coming!
Hello, are you having a nice adventure? Is this the Christmas crew? Oh my word! We can take everybody in their matching. It's a Primark,
Oh no. Hello.
Hi.
Hi there. Oh, I'm live. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, hello. No, what's your name?
What? Live. We're live right now.
Wow! This technology that they have
Yeah,
nowadays.
I know.
Wow.
It's like
we don't have this
alive.
at the North Pole. It's amazing.
I like being alive. Thank you.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
What's your name, by the way, Elf?
I'm Elf Markle.
Elf Markle.
Yeah.
Be great to meet. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's all
Sorry about that.
It didn't hurt really.
Right. Oh no, my word! Sam, we gotta go. Oh, we got two. Come on now. Have you got a unicorn on your face? Oh, it's beautiful, that is, isn't it? It's lovely. And what's your name, my dear? And how old are you? And is there anything special you want for Christmas? Oh, I don't know what that is. What is that? Oh, well, I'm sure my elf knows what that is.
What is that? What's it LOL dog?
Oh, you know that? Oh, good. You see, these young girls, they know all about these things. I know all about it. So they make sure that all the children get what they want. Yes, and I just have to go down and make sure they work. But he's a good worker. He's very good. Now, can I give you a ring your bell? And just say hello to the camera. Say hello. Say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody. Oh, give me a high five. Thank you so much. Are you well? So, okay.
Mom and Dad. Now, has Mom and Dad been good this year? They have. What do you want for Christmas? For Alicia's big car. Dad, what do you want for that?
I would have to well.
I love you guys. You're so cute. Are you excited for Christmas? Yeah, and you've been really good this year. Perfect. Good job. Well done.
Moms and dads, our journey is nearly at an end. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Before we say goodbye to you all, I want to just remind you of a quote I once heard. The wonderful thing about trains is it doesn't matter where they're going. What matters is deciding to get on. Now, chefs, get the beat going for me.
Let's cut those hands, everybody!
train. All of us on the Polar Express, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Never forget, seeing is believing. But sometimes the most real things in the world are things we can't see, like the true spirit of Christmas that lies in your heart. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Wah, tidak terasa 25 menit berlalu begitu cepat lah ya teman-teman. Dan saat ini kita sudah berada di akhir daripada vlog saya ini. Saya ucapkan terima kasih untuk teman-teman yang sudah setia dari awal sampai akhir. Dan jangan lupa subscribe, like, dan aktifkan tombol notifikasi agar tidak ketinggalan vlog saya berikutnya. Dan salam dari UK. Dah, have a nice day.